welcome to another video of mine. Today's video is so exciting. We are going to be discussing the 6 stages of healing after narcissistic abuse. Now, have you ever felt stuck in the same painful cycle, perhaps overwhelmed with anxiety and fear, uncertainty in how to move on? What if I tell you that there is a clear path to reclaiming your power, your peace, and finding your purpose after narcissistic abuse? In today's video, I'll take you through the 6 stages of healing after narcissistic abuse. I will give you explanation of each stage. I'll also give you examples of the feelings and thoughts and processes that you might experience in each of these stages. I'd also like to share with you some takeaway on how to move out of that stage. Stay with me, because understanding this process could be the key to finally breaking out of the survival stage after narcissistic abuse and moving forward into building a peaceful, joyful, fulfilling life. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Who doesn't know me, my name is Nicole. I am a clinical hypnotherapist and survivor of narcissistic abuse. I'm also your trusty source for healing after narcissistic abuse. Now, if you find yourself feeling stuck in a state of fog, being made to question perhaps your experiences, doubt your worth, and maybe even wondering if you'll ever truly heal from the past trauma, I've learned that healing is possible, and now I help others turn their pain into power and purpose. My mission here is to guide you from feeling trapped, anxious, living in survival, to confidently claiming your identity and striving and moving forward in a life that you love. So in today's video, I will walk you through the 6 stages of healing after narcissistic abuse, and you will gain some clarity as to which stage you might currently be in and how to move forward out of that stage. So let's start with the first initial stage, shock and denial. Now let me explain. This is the stage where the reality of the abuse hasn't fully set in yet. It's when you're questioning your reality. You might feel numb, very confused, or even questioning your worth, and questioning your experience, or even questioning whether what you experienced was really abuse. Many survivors replay their abuse kind of moment. An example might be, you might find yourself saying, maybe if I just tried harder, or maybe if I just give a little bit more, they would love me more, or things would have been different, or things would have worked out. Here is a pitfall for this stage. Staying in denial can delay healing, keeping you trapped in the cycle of abuse. Here's a takeaway for you. If you are here in this initial stage of shock and denial, I'll advise that you start journaling what you experience. Write the facts, not the feelings, to begin seeing the truth more clearly. Stage number 2, anger. Here's an explanation. Anger is a powerful stage because you begin to recognize the injustice of what happened. Many survivors find themselves being very angry. You might feel rage at the abuser, or even at yourself for tolerating the abuse and not recognizing it sooner. Here's an example. I give everything and they took it all without a second thought. I keep giving and giving of myself until I had nothing left to give. Sound familiar? Anger can become a trap keeping you stuck in resentment and bitterness. You do not want to remain in this stage. Here's a takeaway. Channel your anger constructively. Try writing a letter to your abuser that you'll never send, expressing everything you could possibly want to say. And here's the reason why. Getting it out on paper helps you to feel a sense of relief, even if you don't send the letter. But it's one way to relieve some of the things that are bottled up in your head that you wanted to say. You do not want to confront the abuser. Let's talk about stage number 3, self-awareness. This is one of my favorite stages, especially when I work with my client. This stage is a turning point. You start noticing patterns and identifying how the abuser impacted your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your behavior. You might realize how often you've been triggered into fight or flight mode. This is an exhilarating stage, I called it. Things are finally starting to make sense. At this stage, you might feel like you always having to defend yourself, even when no one is attacking you. This is called survival, right? You come to the realization that now you're living in survival because you're replaying these thoughts, you're replaying these memories, and you feel like you have to protect yourself from these individuals. The risk here is self-blame. Survivors often think, how did I let this happen? How could I not have seen this sooner? Here's a takeaway. Remind yourself the abuse was not your fault. Awareness is the first step to taking back control of your life. As I always said in these videos, these experiences are there to make you stronger, so you can find your true self, your true strength. They're not here to break you, and do not allow that. Now, let's move into the 4th stage we're calling self-discovery. In this stage, you begin to reconnect with yourself. After years of living in survival mode or doing what the other person wants to do or doing it how they want you to do it, you start to ask, who am I outside of this pain? Many of my clients who comes to me, and I would ask them, what do they enjoy doing? And they would say, I know not. I've spent so many years catering to another person, I don't even know myself anymore. This can be very confusing. Or they might find themselves saying, I used to love painting, but I haven't touched a paintbrush in years. Here's a pitfall in this stage. This stage can feel overwhelmed, right? It's the rediscovery of yourself, because discovering yourself means confronting what you lost. Here is a takeaway. Start small. Do one thing that brings you joy or reminds you of who you were before the abuse. I often send my client on a rediscovery journey at this stage to rediscover themselves. Stage number 6, rebuilding. Rebuilding is where the real transformation begins. You start setting boundaries, forming healthier relationships, and rebuilding your self-esteem. This stage is pivotal in taking and reclaiming your life. Here's an example. For the first time, I told someone no, and I didn't feel guilty. At this stage, survivors starting to feel more confident about themselves and their decision. Here is the pitfall. Many survivors rush this stage, diving into new relationships or major life changes before they're ready. This can set you back and also remember that you do not have full clarity of your true self and what you want. You want to rediscover yourself, and that's a part of the healing journey that needs to be take place before you move on to another relationship or move on to another situation that might even bring you the same result. Now, for the takeaway. Focus on rebuilding your relationships with yourself, first and foremost. Focus on building compassion in yourself. Celebrate small victories along the way to help encourage and empower you through this stage. Let's dive into stage 6, which we call striving. This is the stage where you step into your power, fully reclaiming your identity and living a life of peace, clarity, and purpose. This is one of my favorite stages because this is where the individual finally get to see how powerful they are, and they finally get to see who they really, really are underneath all the kerfuffle that they were taught about themselves, all the lies that they were taught about themselves, and negatives that they were made to believe about themselves. Here's an example of what individual may feel at this stage. They may feel that they no longer feel triggered by the past. They may feel very creative. They may find themselves now in a loving, healthy dynamic and experiencing love and true joy, peace, and happiness. Here's a takeaway. Striving isn't about forgetting the abuse. It's about using what you've learned to create a brighter future for yourself. This is where you turn your pain into purpose. This is where you get to uncover why you went through what you went through. And to be honest, you get to really experience who you truly are underneath it all. In conclusion, now that you've seen the 6 stages of healing, where do you think you are in your healing journey? Remember, healing isn't linear. You might revisit stages as you grow, and that's okay. The important thing here is to remember to keep moving forward. Go ahead and hit the like button and share this video and subscribe to the channel for more. If you feel called to do so and you are looking to accelerate your healing journey, I will leave a link below in which you can contact me. Remember, you guys, life is a classroom and you are on a journey. Each experience is meant to make you stronger, more resilient, and really help you to find your true self, your true worth, your true value, and your true purpose. Do not allow these experiences to break you. Remember, you are a divine being. No one defines you but you. Until next time, you guys, peace be with you, and I'll see you in the next video.